Hey, how you doing, everyone? It's really nice to be here. Thank you for joining. This is class number 230, a 30-minute yoga for beginners at home with Dave Rennie. I'm not at home. I'm at the Space to Breathe Collective, which is this lovely not-for-profit yoga collective right in Leicester city centre. So I'm lucky enough to be here. I've been fixing the toilet, ceiling, and then I was in here and I've been burning this beautiful wood, Palo Santo. Smells really nice. It does take a little bit to burn though, right? But it does smell good once it starts burning. Lasts such a long time. So if you've got some nice scents to burn, go for it, right? What I want you to do is make yourself comfortable. There you go. Once it starts smoking, it's beautiful. Yeah, so make yourself comfortable. We're going to do mat yoga today. I do a seated yoga class on Mondays or Tuesdays, but this class is always on a Thursday. So if you're new, then a wholehearted welcome. I can see that Alan's here. Alan's not new. Alan's been doing my yoga for years, and so is Irene. So thank you so much for all the people that come back. And if you are new, maybe just be a little bit curious about what yoga can be, because it doesn't have to be about flexibility. It doesn't have to be about being strong. It's just finding a little bit of time to sit and practice, see what's going on, and we take it from there, right? With no major expectation of it's going to be this or it's going to be that, right? We're gentle with it and we just see what unfolds. So we'll do plenty of varied things today. We're going to start with a little bit of breath work. So I'm going to go back there on my mat. Make sure you're hydrated. Make sure you're warm enough. I've discarded my socks randomly on the floor here. Dear me, but they're out of sight, so you didn't see that, did you? You see I've got a blanket, so I'm going to sit on my blanket. So maybe you do that as well. That provides just a little bit of comfort, and come sitting cross-legged. Now, you can always sit on a chair if you want to. Right? You don't have to be sat on the floor with me here. As I say, I do chair yoga earlier in the week, every week, but a lot of this stuff you can do in a chair. So you'll just need to make it up a little bit, right? I won't instruct as if you're in a chair. I'll instruct as if we're on the floor, like we are. But have a little wriggle around, get comfortable. Don't worry if your knees are nice and high, right? It doesn't matter. Sometimes we sit down and we're like, oh, what's going on? So just have a little move about, right? We're not used to sitting on the floor, are we? Before I started doing yoga about 10 years ago, I hardly ever sat on the floor. And now I love sitting on the floor, so things change over time, okay? All right, bring the hands onto your knees. Now find a little bit of stillness. Maybe close your eyes and see if you can draw your attention inwards. And as you draw your attention inwards, see if you can not be distracted by anything else, right? See if you can just anchor onto your breath. And if it feels okay, and if it feels safe, draw your attention inwards. It doesn't always feel great. So I always encourage people to practice in a way that feels good for them. A lot of my things are just suggestions. And see if you can notice how you're feeling, right? Feel into your physical body. Maybe notice any sort of aches, strains. Maybe your body feels nice and open, right? And maybe notice how your breath's feeling. How do you feel as you breathe in and out? And if you can, breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the nose. And that might feel quite different to how you normally breathe. Conscious breathing, we don't usually bring a huge amount of attention to our breath, do we? So notice how everything feels. And then if you had your eyes closed like mine are closed, then just gently blink your eyes open. So there's a little bit of meditation for you, right? What was that? 2-3 minutes, probably not even that. So we're just finding little bits of time to be still and to pay attention and just to see what's going on underneath all the noise and all the kind of busyness that we sometimes get ourselves in, where we're constantly distracting ourselves from the present moment. Hopefully, as you did that, then you feel present. Doesn't mean that it's easy, doesn't mean that it's even comfortable, right? But at least we're paying attention and we're not hopefully drifting off too far in the future or too far in the past. Now, you might have done that. You might be thinking about what you're having for tea. I'm always thinking about food, genuinely, because I love eating. But, maybe you're thinking about what happened yesterday or your holiday in a few months' time. Let's do it one more time and see if you can just embody this moment, right? Because it's the only moment we have, right? So we won't do it for long. Draw some length into your spine again. Maybe close your eyes. Check in with your breath. That can be a really nice anchor. If your mind starts wandering off somewhere, see if you can just notice your breath. So maybe this time round things feel a little calmer because we got a little practice round earlier on. And you just gently notice what's present again. See how you're doing, check in. And maybe you set an intention for the rest of the class. That can be a nice thing to do. Mine's usually something like presence. It's like being here, being now, and paying attention. If you had your eyes closed still, then gently open your eyes. We've been sat there for a good amount of time, so maybe swap your legs out. Just have a check with shins in front, and you can lean back into your hands, separate your feet, and then just knock your knees either side. And then eventually you'll bring your other leg in front, just so we balance everything out. A little bit of movement here, side to side. Beautiful, nice. And then bring your other leg in front. If you were sat in a chair, great, right? You just probably have had a little wriggle around. You can replant your feet down. All right, let's bring this left hand down and inhale through your right arm. Reach up towards the sky. Exhale, bend the right arm over to the left. Nice. And you might look this way, you might look to the right. Don't think about looking up probably, just kind of look to your side wall. Or it might be something different, right? I'm looking towards this lovely blue side wall here at the space to breathe. And that's what we do, right? We give ourselves space to breathe. Breathe into your body. Take one more round of breath here. And then as you exhale, before we come to the other side, bring the arms up in line with your shoulders. Bring your palms forward and maybe look down one arm, and then turn your head and look down the other. And just do that a few times. You see I'm moving a little side to side. I'm just kind of working out what's going on. Maybe I'll turn the palms down. Maybe I'll flip the palms back. And that's quite a big movement through my shoulder, right? Palms up, down, back, forwards, right? We can do these little rotations. So don't get too fussy about the movements. Engage your shoulder blades. Nice. So this takes a little bit of effort, right? Take a deep inhale. As you exhale, right arm down, left arm up. Exhale, left arm to the right. And you're not trying to kind of pull yourself down towards the floor here. You're just creating this space, right? This is a lateral movement. So we get in between the ribs, right? Nice shoulder stretch. You might, as you kind of roll that left shoulder back, you might feel it a little more in the left hip. So we're always on the lookout. I always think about yoga as this little journey, little experiment of physicality in mind. What's going on? No judgment. Inhale, come back to center. As you exhale, wrap your arms. Give yourself a hug, maybe around the spine, just a little bit, around the shoulders. Inhale to expand, and then exhale, wrap the arms, and maybe bring the other arm underneath. So you just kind of swap the arms out. Here's your inhale. Here's your exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. exhale. Couple more. Inhale to expand. Exhale to fold in. One more time. Inhale, bring everything out. Exhale, bring your hands down. Beautiful. Sufi grind. So that means we're just going to rotate your torso around your hips. And if you practice with me a lot, or most weeks, or some weeks, you'll notice that we come back to some familiar postures, right? We just keep coming back to them. Then we get a chance to kind of see how the body reacts. Inhale forward, exhale as you come back into your spine. Just rotating your torso around your hips. Beautiful. And then inhale, come back to center, take a full exhale, and then come back in the opposite direction. So you just circle your torso out. And if your spine feels a little bit tight, a little restricted, these movements, right? Sit tall, think about your navel, draw little circles there, right? You don't have to kind of bend very much into the arms. You don't even have to come forward at all, right? You can sit nice and tall. All right, inhale, come back to center, and then take a full exhale. Swap your legs out again. Remember, at any point in this little sequence, you can get into a chair. If you sat on the floor and you're like, oh, I've had enough, get in a chair, it's cool. Drop your chin down towards your sternum. Rock your chin a little side to side. Free up the back of your neck. Little movements, they don't have to be big. And then if you wanted to, you can circle your head out. So maybe inhale as your head comes up, maybe exhale as your chin falls down. Nice. And then come back in the opposite direction. And then eventually inhale, bring your head all the way back up. And take a full exhale. Beautiful. Nice. All right. I promise you a little bit of breath work, so let's go for it now. So you're going to bring your right hand up, and we're going to just breathe through our left nostril. So block off your right nostril with your right thumb, and then inhale through your left nostril. Exhale through your left nostril. Did I say right? I don't think I did. So just take any guesswork out. You're inhaling through the left. You're exhaling through your left. Just carry on like that. Inhaling through the left nostril. Exhaling through the left nostril. So this is hopefully bringing a little bit of balance into your practice. We think about in the yogic tradition, when we breathe in and out of our left nostril, it's a little more calming. So it can help in stressful situations. And then just complete one more round. And then you can bring the right hand down. Beautiful. And then just pause again and check in. We'll do a couple more postures and then we'll come back to another bit of nasal breathing. So you're going to bring your left hand down, and then what I would like you to do is, we've done something similar, but inhale your right arm over to the left again. But then move with your breath. Exhale your left arm over to the right. So inhale left, exhale right. Inhale left, exhale right. And your rhythm, right? You move at a kind of rhythm that feels really good for you. You might even pause on one side and take an extra breath or two. And then eventually you might swap it out. Or you can just keep moving with the breath, inhaling one side, exhaling to the other. It doesn't really matter. I always inhale left, I always exhale right, but you can swap it around. Keep it going. Beautiful. Count yourself out 4 more times on either side. And then whatever arm is lifted, exhale, bring it down. And then this time, root your fingertips down into the floor. Take a deep inhale, spine is nice and long. Take a full exhale. And then same thing again, just separate the feet. Maybe bring the other shin in front in a moment, if you can remember. Come back to a seat position. We'll do 2 more things here. 1 movement, 1 little bit of breath work. So why don't we do just a little spinal twist. So bring your hands onto your shoulders. Now, you can see little fingers at the front, thumbs at the back. If that feels too much, do it like this, right? So this is cactus arms. We can bend the elbows in, the hands in. Inhale left, exhale right. So you just twist your torso. Inhale, and then exhale. Just let your head go with the movement. In your speed, your rhythm. Might be able to hear my breath. I'm inhaling and exhaling. It's quite intentional, the way that I breathe in these postures. A couple more times either side. Inhale, come back to center, and then exhale, bring the hands down. And again, just pause and check in. Maybe close your eyes and just notice how you feel. You know, I feel different to when I started. I feel this little hum, a little buzz of energy. Feels good. It feels certainly different to when I started. I feel more alive, which is not a bad thing, right? Okay, let's do that final little bit of breath work. So we just breathed in and out through the left nostril. So what we're going to do now, we're going to breathe in through the left, we're going to breathe out through the right. Okay, so you use your right hand, you block off your right nostril, you breathe in through your left nostril, and then you block off your left nostril with your ring finger or little finger, exhale through the right. Block off the right with the thumb, inhale left, block off the left with a little finger or ring finger, exhale right. Okay, so that's it. Inhale, exhale. So I was thinking it's visual for me, and like up and down, left to right, okay? Now I'm going to go relatively quickly here. If you need to blow your nose, because it is sort of cold season, right? And I know a lot of people have been suffering, then this might be a good time to do that. But don't worry, you're on your own, so even if you make a mess, it's all good, right? It's all good. Block off your right nostril with your thumb. Inhale left, block off the left with the ring finger, little finger, ring finger, exhale right. So here we go. So this one's a little more energizing. But obviously your rhythm, a rhythm that works for you. And then to finish off, block off your right nostril, deep inhale through your left. Maybe pause your breath at the top. If that doesn't feel great, just keep breathing. And then exhale, everybody bring that right hand down, if you're using the right hand. And then again, just check in. Notice what you're noticing, see what's going on. Nice. And then find a little bit of movement through your head. Inhale your head to the left. And exhale your head to the right. There's your movement. Inhale left. Exhale right. Inhale left. And exhale right. One more time either side. And then inhaling your head all the way back to center. Beautiful. Take a full exhale. Lean back into the hands, and then we're going to come to lie down on our mats. So, from here, we are going to be down here for the rest of the class. So, you might want to make yourself super comfortable. We're not going to do loads and loads of movement, but we're going to do a little bit of twisting, and we're going to do a little bit of bridge. But what I'm going to do, I'm just going to bring a blanket over my mat. So, it's a little demonstration of how you can make the practice nice and comfortable for yourself, right? When you come to lie down, we do this nice simple pose. You can do it two ways. You bring your knees in, and you can either grab behind the legs like this and just squeeze the knees in, or if you've got more room, you can do this and hold around the knees, maybe one hand on one knee, one hand on the other, or I just clasp the fingers together, and then I can relax my shoulders down. And then think about your lower part of your spine. This is just hugging your knees into your chest, so it's knee to chest pose. You may rock around a little side to side, that's okay. Just kind of freeing up your spine if that's what you need. Beautiful, nice. And then from here, see if you can make a basket grip if you haven't already. And then bring it underneath your head. So kind of supporting your neck and your head out. And then without pulling on the head, see if you can lift your head up. So your elbows are bent. Okay, nice. Knees are still lifted. Beautiful. All right, see if you can inhale your right leg long. And then just pause here for a few breaths. Notice what's happening. So for me, there's a lot of activation here. The midline of my body, the middle of my body. We always tend to miss this part out, right? And then as you exhale, bend into the right leg, and then lengthen out through the left. Do it really slowly. And you just hover your heel just off the floor. Really slow movements here. Do that again. Bend into your left leg, lengthen out through your right. Nice. Breathe deeply, a little stronger, right? And then bend into the right, exhale through the left, and then lengthen out through the left leg. Nice. Bring the left knee in to meet the right, and then bring your head down. And then you're just going to make a basket grip around your right knee, or maybe around the back of the right leg, and then draw the left foot down onto the floor. So you just squeeze in this right knee in, and just get a little bit experimental with the movements. Maybe externally rotate the knee so it goes a bit wider. Maybe bring the knee back to center, and then internally, so you draw that right knee over towards your left shoulder. So it's a little bit of a different sensation. And you may move around a little there. Beautiful. And then see if you can cross your right foot over your left thigh and just open that right knee out. So this is reclined pigeon. This is perfect for a lot of people. You might just push that right knee away with your right hand, or you can thread through the gap and go around the back of the left leg. So you're kind of in this position. It's not for everyone, but just see if that feels good. And just take a few breaths. This is a strong stretch into that right hip, right glute. And then when you're ready, just swap that out. So unravel, bring the sole of the right foot down, and then squeeze that left knee in this time. You just squeeze the left knee in. And then what you can do here is, again, just externally rotate the knee so it goes a little wider. Maybe come back to center. Maybe bring the knee across. Just play around with the sensations. Maybe draw some circles. And then you're going to cross that left foot over the right thigh. And then you can stay here in reclined pigeon on the other side, or thread through the gap, go around the back of the right leg, and relax the back of the neck, the shoulders, the head down. And just take a few breaths. Nice. When you feel ready, unravel any way that feels good for you. And then bring both feet down onto the floor. Walk your feet wide. Just going to move this cup out of the way. So your arms are like this. Feet are wide. Nice. When you're ready, see if you can drop your knees over to the right. Maybe look to the left as you do it. Inhale back to center. And then exhale, drop your knees over to the left. Inhale to center. Exhale to the right. Inhale to center. Exhale to the left. So you don't have to follow me. You get the gist. You just kind of move from side to side. So this is our twist for the class. Now, at any point you wanted to pause, for example, the knees are down, and you want to stay here, go for it. Right, that can feel really good. Maybe breath or two, and then you might just even that out on the other side. So like all parts of your practice, you can, experiment, maybe practice with yourself. Maybe it's just lying on the floor and just doing a few twists, right? That can be a great practice. All right, inhale to center, squeeze the knees in one final time, and then we'll settle in for just a couple of minutes of Shavasana. I'm just going to adjust myself, shuffle back. This is where the blanket really comes into its own. You can always bring a blanket over your body. It's January, so it's chilly, right? So you have to work a little bit harder to find that warmth. But I like blankets because they provide a lovely soft texture as well. And then see if you can commit to these final couple of minutes, just sealing your practice. And when you feel ready, just very slowly, gently begin to bring a little bit of movement back into your body, maybe your fingers and the toes, your ankles, your wrists. Then you might give your body a nice big stretch out, arms above the head, let them fall down, and you might bend the knees in one final time. And then maybe just roll over to one side. Maybe support your head with your bottom hand and just take a couple of breaths. And then press yourself up to a seated position where we started the class. I think we've probably just gone over half an hour, right? How are we doing on time? Look at that, 30 minutes and 9 seconds. We're doing all right. The clock tower at Leicester guided me today. All right, bring your hands to your heart. And then with a wholehearted bow, nice and simple, wish yourself well, wish everybody else well. Namaste. Thank you, everyone. I'll be back for, yeah, there we go. I'll be back for chair yoga on Monday, so it'll be really great to see you if you're around. And then I'll be back here on Thursday of next week. So have a great weekend, whatever you're doing, and keep practicing and check out all the amazing content on the Virtual Village Hall. There's so much, right? So hopefully you get to do a little bit every day. See you soon. Take care now. Bye.